Are you looking to improve your blog engagement? One of the biggest challenges for most bloggers is getting that engagement on your blog, right? Because without it, your blog is basically a ghost town. And if it's a ghost town, it serves no one and it makes you no money. Now, today I've got 5 proven tips for you to get more blog engagement. But let me tell you something, you can create awesome content and get certain types of engagement on your blog, but all roads do not necessarily lead to income generation. Today, I'm going to show you how to get more blog engagement that can lead to income. But before I get into that, we're going to review what blog engagement actually is so that we can have a common starting point. So I've heard a lot of bloggers talking about blog engagement, but what I've also heard is the perception of what it is just didn't really seem right to me. A lot of bloggers think that engagement is all about how many comments you get on your blog, how many social shares you get. Now, those definitely matter to some extent, but blog engagement, it's much more than that. To understand that, what are your blog objectives? That's what we're going to talk about first. For example, I've got a blog, I've had it for years. I never get comments, okay? But I get a ton of engagement in terms of leads and customers. Why? That was my objective from the start. So let's dive into the objectives to understand what kind of blog engagement you're going after. Why do you have your blog? Here's some categories that your reasons might fall into. Okay, leads, you want to build your email list. Sales, right? Generate income. Blog subscribers, they will come back when you post new blog posts. Free downloads, build your email list. Comments helps with search engine optimization. Social shares helps you get more traffic to your blog, and it certainly widens your audience. When a person visits your blog and they take action that has an impact on any one of your objectives, that is engagement. You can have a blog that gets lots of great comments, but never make a sale. In the same way, you can get hundreds of blog subscribers and never get a social share. So you see how that works? On the other hand, you can get thousands of visitors that convert to customers without ever getting a single comment, like me. It's true. I know that you put a lot of time and effort into building your blog. You put a lot of time and effort to creating your content, and it's probably amazing. You should get rewarded for that. So here's your tips to boost your blog engagement. Before you even get started implementing any of these tips, be sure that you understand what your objective is in the first place. Number 1, who is your audience and what do they want? Do you know who your target audience is? Who are you writing these blog posts for? How are these people going to benefit from reading them or becoming a subscriber, a customer, or something else? Now, if bloggers just write whatever they feel like writing, they're writing for themselves, right? They're not serving any particular demographic. Engagement will be very low at best if you are not sure exactly who you're talking to. Define your perfect client or customer. Who are they? What's their age group? What do they like? What's their income range? What problems do they face? What do they search for in Google? And so on. These are ways that you can start defining your target audience, and once you understand your audience, you can create a content strategy that really appeals to your audience. We always hear people say, write engaging posts, and that is absolutely correct, but you can only do that if you know exactly who you're writing for. Anything other than that is going to be a mismatch. So your first step is to determine the demographic whose attention you want to capture and create content around their needs. Don't skip this step or else you're going to be just writing for yourself. Okay, next, find and research terms so that you know exactly what your audience is looking for. I'm super surprised at how many people skip this step. Now, traditionally, keyword research is performed for search engine optimization purposes. You may have heard of that. It still is, but it's so much more than that. There are search terms that people enter into the search engines all the time when they're looking for something, right? They have a problem, they need a solution. Why is it important for you to do this research? It's gonna help your blog post get found in search, but more important for you, it's going to help you learn exactly what your audience is looking for. So by performing your keyword research, you're going to find out in real time or over a period of time what people are actually searching for online. And then you can really craft your content around what your audience wants. Now, if you don't do any keyword research, it will be very difficult to get blog engagement because your content is just not going to be a good match for what your audience really wants to know more about. So the takeaway here, write content that your audience wants. And next, create a positive user experience. When someone visits your blog, they're going to get an impression. What impression do you give with your blog? When you create a positive user experience, your visitor is more likely to return. And there's a lot of things that make up user experience, and I'm going to focus on just a few of those because I'm not talking about the design. I'm talking first here about structure. Structure every post that you write because you should have a beginning, introduction, right? A middle, and an end. Too often, I see all these blog posts, there's no structure. So in other words, there's just these great big paragraphs of text happening. They go on and on and on. Reading that on a mobile device, no fun. I usually just leave those websites because it's just these big blocks of text and it's really hard to read. Use subheadings. Break up your blog post into logical sections that make sense. Really makes it easier to read because people tend to skim through anyway, and it makes it easier for a reader to follow what you say. So subheadings are going to help your reader navigate your blog post more easily. And then I see blog posts with no images. People love images and they keep people more engaged. You can also use lists that are either numbered or bulleted lists when possible, because information is not always appropriate in paragraph form, right? Mobile devices, you want to make it nice and short paragraphs for readability. So go ahead, make sure that your blog posts are structured. And next, promote in social media. Now, after you've done all those other steps, it's time to promote your post. And this is one of many ways that you can get traffic to your blog, and certainly not the only way. And if you check the description below, I've got a free ebook for you, How to Get More People to Your Blog. That's going to go over some really cool stuff. Now, I've got 2 key takeaways for you for sharing your blog posts. Share your post link in groups that are very aligned with your target audience. Add some text that really is going to compel a person to click and read it. So often people just dump links into social media groups with no other text explaining why a person should even bother clicking to read it. And these type of link dumps, they rarely get engagement, believe me. And I've got a great video, check the description on where to promote your blog post. And next, this is so important, include a call to action. Your call to action is your most important type of blog engagement, right? This is where your visitor is going to take action on whatever it is that you defined for your objectives. This is where the money is, okay? It's how you start building your list. It's how you're going to start acquiring customers for your business. It's how you're going to start generating income. How do you want your blog visitor to engage with you? There's lots of different ways. Opt into your email list, purchase a product, contact you, view a video, download an ebook, something else. If for some crazy reason you don't have any call to action at all, that's your first problem. Think about what your call to action is before you publish that blog post. Many times I see people in groups complaining that they don't get any sales, they're not generating any income, and I read their blog posts. There's no call to action. What do you want me to do? What do you want your readers to do? You need to direct people to the next step in the process. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. This is Lisa Jared. Many people are just thinking about getting shares, comments, and traffic, but blog engagement, as you see, is much more than that. You're online for a reason, right? Usually you want to make some money. So craft your content around the needs of your perfect target audience and make sure you have a call to action, whatever it may be. If you enjoyed this video, do share it in social media and be sure to download your free ebook, How to Get More People to Your Blog. And if you're new here, I'd love for you to subscribe. See you next time.